Hey guys, guess what? I've got a bag. Yeah, you know, on this channel we usually look at clothes, but I just find that really boring sometimes. And sometimes I just want to look at like a brown paper bag with you, you know? Is that so much to ask? No, of course I am joking. What I have in this bag is a limited edition collab t-shirt, and I know how much you insane hypebeasts love your collaborations. So today we are gonna take a look at, oh, what is that on the back? Does that say Stussy? Yeah, so Stussy, they just did some collaborative t-shirts for their anniversary, and you might be thinking, oh, is this the t-shirt that they did with Off White? Why, yes it is, and it sold out like immediately. I don't know how I got one, but I'm super excited about it. They also did shirts with Rick Owens, Martine Rose, Marc Jacobs, and they're all so sick, but the Off-White one was really the most exciting to me, so that is the one that we're gonna check out today. There's some really cool details, really cool stuff to look at, so let's check it out. But before we get going, I've looked into it, and a very, very tiny percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. So it doesn't cost you anything. If you like the content I make, just click that subscribe button, and I thank you profusely. Okay guys, there she is, thar she blows, whatever you want to say. There you have it right in front of you. What a cool ass t-shirt, if I do say so myself. You've got all sorts of crazy graphics and branding going on there. But as we do on this channel, if you're new, maybe you weren't familiar, we always start off by looking at the retail tag because there is so much important info on there. So Stussy, they are a fairly affordable company, and as such, they keep their tags nice and simple, I'm sure to help keep those costs down. They don't go over the top or anything. So what you get from them is quite a small little matte black piece of cardstock, like thick cardstock, and printed on there in white is the Stussy logo. And it's really nice and clean, like it kind of looks like Sharpie or paint or whatever, like you can see the kind of roughness along there. So that stuff is definitely important. The back of that is just blank, except you do have a couple little kind of borders for the sticker, which they totally missed. I mean, Stussy, what are you guys doing over there? You can't even put the sticker in the right place, but I will forgive you just this once. So then on there, you've got a square white sticker with rounded edges, and at the top, in all caps, larger font, it just says Stussy. Then you get the model name, which in this case is Off White 40 WT40 weight T, I'm guessing. Then you've got your style number, I guess model number there. So it's just a set of numbers, no letters or anything. Color, white, and size, medium. And we're definitely going to be talking about how it fits and stuff later on. And at the bottom, you get a barcode, and that's it for that. You've got a little hole punch at the top there, and that's got just one of these, you know, clear plastic doohickeys that goes right through the brand tag at the back of the neck there. And Stussy also kindly sends out a couple of stickers with this guy, so thank you, Stussy. We've got, you know, a little Stussy matchbook. I'm not a smoker, okay? I'm not trying to die young. I'm trying to live until I'm so old that I can't even walk anymore, okay? Thank you. Don't need any matches. Goodbye. TV, though? I enjoy TV. I enjoy a good TV show, and it's on a cart like you know, when they used to wheel it in to watch some instructional videos in school, so I'm all about it. Thank you, Stussy. Alright, and now let's take a look at that brand tag at the back of the neck. You know, the thing that the plastic doohickey was going into. You know, you got the doohickey, but then you got the doohicker, am I right? So this tag, it is an embroidered loop tag. You can see that there, that it is kind of folded over there. And stitched in there in white, you have the Stussy logo. And that should really completely match what you saw in that retail tag. Then under that, you have the size, just the letter M for medium. And you can see that M is pretty much lined up with the end of the Y there. And then finally, underneath in a smaller font, again all caps, made in Mexico. On the back of that, it gives you a bunch of good information like care information, fabrication. So this one's cotton, as most t-shirts are, unless you're crazy and have some weird fabrications, which is sometimes done. And then you get those washing instructions, you know, machine wash cold, nice and simple. And you get some symbols and your RN and CA numbers at the very bottom there. And if you look inside there, you can see it does have a kind of like diagonal stripe pattern texture on the inside. And this tag is stitched right into this kind of like neck reinforcement here. So from the back, it doesn't look like there are no extra stitches or anything. It's just like this stitch right here, I believe, that was used to keep that in. And because all of that info was on the back of the brand tag, that means that there are no care tags inside the shirt anywhere. And that is kind of like a double-edged sword in a way. For legit checking, it kind of really hurts you because care tags are such a really, really good way to tell real versus fake, because there's so many little details usually on them that there's usually some sort of giveaway that will let you know whether it's legit or not. However, on the other hand, as far as just an everyday wear, someone trying to enjoy the t-shirt, like, care tags can be kind of uncomfortable and scratch at you and get in the way. A lot of people just cut them right off, they're just like snip, snip, and that's fine too. So it kind of saves you the trouble of having to do that. So really up to you how you feel about that. But unfortunately, that means there is less I can show you to legit check this piece, and you've really just got to go off of the other details that are there. So now I think it's time to take a look at some of the unique details of this shirt. And of course, I think we've got to start with this graphic here at the front. So you've really got two colors here. You've got black and you've got this kind of deep orange, almost bordering on red. And the print itself is super thick and it's a bit rough, like slightly tacky feeling, but overall pretty rough. And the print is actually so thick that it does kind of get glossy if you look at it under the certain light, like it starts to look almost wet. It has an almost like asphalty look to it. So of course for the graphic itself, you've got this Stussy up top, right? And then kind of coming over it, you've got this Sphinx here, and it's just this kind of like quick cut out Photoshop-y looking Sphinx, very cool, like kind of slapped together, which I appreciate that kind of style to it. And then you've got this print here, which is underneath the Sphinx, but over the Stussy logo. And it says, "I support young black businesses," and that is kind of a recent Virgil motto, of course. And then you've got the Virgil signature right here at the bottom. And that signature does have a trademark symbol off in the top right. And with this stuff, it's all about the tiny details. Like Virgil Abloh here, you can see the cross going through the O is quite a bit thinner than the letters themselves. And you can see that the kind of stroke, the outlining around these letters is quite thick. And then again, if you look along the side of the Y in the Stussy logo, you can take a look at like each of those little curves and contours. Like even look at right here, that is a tiny little thing that comes out, and you want to make sure that that detail is there, because if it's too messy or blurry, that is a bad sign. But that ain't the only graphic. No. You think they'd just stop at a front graphic? This is streetwear, homie. They're going to put graphics everywhere. So you get one on the back as well, and this one is, of course, again, branded. So this one actually has the script Stussy logo and the kind of face and hands Off White logo, the one that they introduced kind of after the original one with the crosses and such. And here you'll definitely want to take a look at how the off pretty much perfectly lines up with the top of the S, the script S. And the trademark here is just slightly to the left of the blue trademark further below. And speaking of that, you've got this blue kind of cross here that the angel is painting, I suppose, right? But interestingly, so this comes above these logos here. It goes on top of the Stussy logo. But right here, the TM comes below this black curve right there. I know it seems like I'm getting insanely deep here, but with just graphics like this, the fakes can be so good that you've got to look at these tiny little things. And you'll also notice that the angel is in pretty much full color here, so there's a lot of detail to look at as well. Like if you look at the clothing here, the kind of shading and the differences between colors are very, very clearly delineated. So again, if any of these are bleeding or blurring, that is a bad sign. Even on the wings here, there's quite a difference where it's very dark around here, but then quite a bit of a lighter brown there. Now let's talk about a couple elements of the shirt itself before we try it on. So it is your standard, crew neck t-shirt, but it is nice and ribbed there at the neckline, as you can see. The sleeves here are nice and double stitched around the edge going there, and then it's a double layer right there. And the same goes for the hem at the bottom here. And where the body connects to the sleeve, you can see it does have a really defined curve to it. So now that we've checked everything out, I think it's time to try it on to see how it feels and see how it fits. First, let's talk about what the shirt feels like. So it is really nice and soft. It's not hard, it's not scratchy or anything, but it is a bit stiff. But that's kind of to be expected with a brand new t-shirt. After a wash or two, I'm sure it'll soften up, but right off the bat, the comfort level and the sort of softness is there. The size is actually an interesting one for me. So I usually buy a small. I consider myself a true to size small, but I bought a medium in this shirt because there is nothing I hate more than when a white t-shirt is too tight. It's just like a pet peeve of mine, and I don't like the way it looks. So I wanted to make sure that this shirt was a bit oversized on me. So I bought a medium. And putting it on now, I'm definitely happy with that. It is a slightly boxy fit overall, as is normal for most kind of streetwear brands now, but I wouldn't consider it really oversized in any considerable way. So for that reason, I would say it is essentially a true to size medium. As for the look of it itself, I'm super happy with that. It's got a good message, it's playful, the branding is huge, and it takes up like the whole shirt, which is something I've always been a huge fan of, so really I have zero complaints. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake Off White Stussy collab t-shirts, if you can get your hands on one. So take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.